I watched The Way of the Dragon, my second Bruce Lee film. This one is most well known for the iconic battle between Bruce Lee and American icon Chuck Norris. I will say this one was notably campier than Fist of Fury. I did like how overtly funny it was, especially the opening act of this film is kind of a fish out of water story as our Bruce Lee character lands in Rome, a culture he is unfamiliar with, which leads to several bizarre interactions that are just really fun to watch. Again, the best part of this film are the fight scenes. That's what you're coming here for. You get them and they're great. I love all of the sound effects work in this. There's some really iconic moments. There's like a part where he goes between fighting a couple different people and each one has their own like little musical theme kind of styled after who they are. And that was just absolutely awesome. Some of the more dramatic elements are a little bit slow again, in my opinion, same as how I felt about Fist of Fury. But I would never say I was necessarily bored. The interior design of like some of these places is absolutely insane to me. I actually paused the movie and took a picture of this room because it just looked so insanely gorgeous. Like I would love to have a room that looks like this. This is just breathtaking. I think Bruce Lee is intentionally a little bit more comedic in his mannerisms in this one too than he was in Fist of Fury. This feels more intentional about trying to be a comedy. And I don't know if there's like history behind that, if he was trying to be more emulative of like Jackie Chan or what was going on there. So if someone is more knowledgeable on these films, please let me know. But I loved how over the top this was. Some of the fighting seems to be more intentionally cartoonish as well, especially with our fight with Chuck Norris. We literally see Bruce Lee lift him up by his chest hair, you know, his American weakness. If you're going into the movie expecting that to be a large chunk of the movie, you might be a little disappointed. The big fight with Chuck Norris is kind of like a third act thing. And while it is rather lengthy, it's not the majority of the movie by any means. It's not even necessarily the climax of the film. I liked the character interactions in this. I liked the girl that he stays with. He has several moments where he talks with fellow characters who are from Hong Kong about things that they miss or what's different in Rome. You know, they cook meals and talk about how it is back home. And I think stuff like that kind of adds a lot of heart to it. I like the opening titles for this. It's kind of like I want to say like a paper collage stop motion animation type thing of like a like dragon boat going through the sea. That was really neat to watch. There's lots of twists and turns in this. There's betrayals. I never knew where this was going really, but it remained bonkers the whole time. I'd honestly say this is almost similar to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and how off the walls it is, barring the more supernatural elements. Unfortunately, both of these actors have since passed away, but you know, we now have their fighting style. We now have an image or an imprint of them immortalized on celluloid and on digital versions. I mean, obviously on a long enough timeline, everything on Earth will, you know, decay and fade, but for the time being, they're remembered. I had a really fun time with The Way of the Dragon overall. I probably liked it slightly more than Fist of Fury, but it is about the same tier for me. I gave The Way of the Dragon a 4 out of 6.